Finding a Loveseat sleeper that actually looks good in your living room and doesn't destroy your guests' backs feels like hunting for a unicorn. But well, I've done the heavy lifting and testing so you don't have to. In this video, I'm counting down the top 10 best Loveseat sleepers available right now, starting from some budget options that are just okay, all the way down to a #1 pick that completely blew my mind with its hidden features and insane comfort level. 10. Kiztir Futon Sofa. I got my hands on the Kiztir Futon sofa to see how it performs in a real-world apartment setting. When the box arrived, I was immediately struck by how compact it was, which makes it incredibly easy to maneuver up tight staircases or through narrow doorways. The assembly process was straightforward enough, requiring just a few basic tools and about 20 minutes of my time to get the legs attached and the frame set up. Visually, the sofa presents a sleek, modern, and minimalist aesthetic that easily blends into contemporary room designs. The fabric has a somewhat smooth finish that looks nice from a distance, and the tufted backrest gives it a slightly elevated appearance compared to standard dorm room furniture. I placed it in my office to serve as a secondary seating area, and it certainly looked the part of a stylish, modern loveseat. However, actually sitting on the Kiztir for extended periods revealed a few realities about its construction. The seat depth is reasonably accommodating, but the cushioning is quite shallow and relies heavily on the firmness of the internal frame. When you sit down, you immediately notice a lack of plushness, as the foam compresses quickly and leaves you feeling the hard structure underneath. It's functional for a quick cup of coffee or a short reading session, but it wouldn't be my first choice for a long movie marathon. Transitioning this sofa into a sleeper involves a standard click-clack mechanism that drops the backrest down flat. The hinges feel a bit stiff at first, but they operate reliably once you get the hang of the motion. 9. VINGLI Green Futon. Unboxing this unit was a bit more cumbersome than the last, but the vibrant green color immediately popped and added a fantastic retro-modern vibe to my living space. Setting it up took me roughly half an hour, though aligning the armrests required a bit of wrestling to get the bolts threaded correctly. Once fully assembled, the corduroy texture is undeniably the star of the show here. It feels incredibly soft to the touch and gives the room a warm, inviting texture that standard linen or faux leather just can't match. As a decorative piece, it holds its own beautifully, and the included accent pillows tie the whole vintage-inspired look together seamlessly. The VINGLI offers a slightly better sitting experience than our number 10 spot, but it still leaves a lot to be desired. The seat cushions have a bit more give to them, but the backrest sits at a slightly awkward, overly upright angle that prevents you from truly sinking in and relaxing. Furthermore, I noticed that the armrests feel noticeably hollow and lack substantial padding, making them uncomfortable to lean against for more than a few minutes. Converting it into a bed utilizes a similar fold-down method, but it features independently adjustable backrests, which is a nice touch if two people are sitting and want different reclining angles. Dropping it completely flat is easy, but you have to be careful with the hidden support legs tucked inside the zippered compartments on the back. If you forget to deploy them, the whole bed feels incredibly unstable and prone to tipping backward. 8. Noordeniya Sleeper Sofa. When I unboxed this model, the weight of the frame alone told me it was designed to be much sturdier. It features a woven fabric that feels durable and resistant to the kind of everyday wear and tear you'd expect in a busy household, and the assembly was surprisingly intuitive. The design is quite versatile, featuring clean lines that fit perfectly into small spaces without making the room feel cluttered. I set this one up in a small guest bedroom, and the proportions were absolutely perfect. It doesn't scream futon when you look at it. Instead, it passes quite convincingly for a traditional compact loveseat. Sitting on the Noordeniya is where I started to feel some real improvement in the foam density. The cushions provide a firm, supportive seat that doesn't immediately bottom out when you sit down. The backrest is tall enough to offer proper shoulder support, making it a perfectly viable option for watching TV or working on a laptop for a few hours. The conversion process here involves pulling out a hidden trundle section from underneath the seat, rather than just folding down the back. I love this design because it maximizes the sleeping area without requiring extra clearance behind the sofa. Pulling the strap to lift the lower cushion into place was smooth, and the wheels rolled easily even on my medium pile carpet. As for the sleeping test, the Noordeniya provided a much more passable night of rest. Because it uses a pull-out extension rather than a folded backrest, the sleeping surface is much more uniform, without those massive, uncomfortable trenches in the middle of your back. 7. VINGLI Convertible Loveseat. This convertible loveseat is a completely different beast than the green Futon I tested earlier. This model arrived in 2 surprisingly heavy boxes, and putting it together took a bit of elbow grease, but the final product felt incredibly locked in and secure. It features a much more traditional sofa silhouette, complete with substantial, squared-off armrests. The upholstery is a tightly woven linen-like fabric that feels cool to the touch and looks highly resistant to pilling or stretching. I chose a neutral gray tone for my testing, and it easily elevated the look of my den. The stitching details are clean, and the overall profile looks like a piece of furniture that costs significantly more than its actual price tag. When it comes to lounging, this loveseat is genuinely enjoyable. The seat cushions have a great balance of initial softness and underlying support, allowing you to settle in comfortably without feeling like you are sinking into a hole. The armrests are wide and padded well enough to rest a laptop or a weary head during an afternoon nap. Transforming it into a sleeper is where this model really shines. It features a robust metal pull-out frame that glides out seamlessly from the base. The transition takes less than 10 seconds, and the mechanical parts feel well-machined and durable. There's no aggressive tugging or lifting required, which is a massive plus if you need to set it up quickly late at night. Sleeping on this VINGLI was a genuinely pleasant experience. The mattress section that pulls out aligns almost perfectly with the seat cushions, creating a surprisingly flat and supportive bed. While it's still a bit firmer than a traditional spring mattress, the high-density foam distributes weight evenly. I slept through the night without any tossing or turning, making it a very solid option for regular use. 6. QSQG Sleeper Sofa. Unboxing this unit revealed a thick, plush fabric that practically begged to be lounged on. The assembly was incredibly fast, mostly just involving attaching the legs and sliding the armrests into their designated brackets. Visually, this sofa is a statement piece. The ribbed texture of the corduroy catches the light beautifully and gives the piece a cozy, lived-in feel right out of the box. The design is somewhat low profile, which makes it an excellent choice for rooms with lower ceilings or for placing underneath a large window without blocking the view. The sitting experience on the QSQG is delightfully plush. The foam used in the seating area is highly responsive, contouring to your body while still providing enough resistance to keep you comfortable. The backrest is split into 2 adjustable sections, allowing you to recline to multiple angles, which I found perfect for finding that exact right position while reading a book. Converting it is a breeze, utilizing a reliable click-clack hinge system that feels much more robust than the budget models I tested earlier. Dropping the backrest flat takes 2 seconds, and the hidden support legs drop down securely to brace the back half of the bed. Everything locks into place with a satisfying click, giving you confidence in its stability. My night of sleep on the QSQG was cozy and warm. The corduroy fabric acts almost like a built-in blanket, retaining body heat nicely. 5. Krcix Sleeper Sofa. The build quality here is exceptional for the price point, featuring a solid wood frame that feels incredibly sturdy. Putting it together required minimal effort, and I immediately appreciated the attention to detail in the craftsmanship. The fabric is a high-quality, breathable material that feels gentle against the skin and looks fantastic. The design is contemporary and sleek, with slightly tapered wooden legs that give it a mid-century modern flair. I placed this in my main living room during testing, and multiple guests complimented its appearance before even knowing it was a sleeper sofa. Sitting on the Krcix is a premium experience. The seat depth is generous, allowing you to curl your legs up comfortably, and the back cushions are plush and overstuffed. It offers that perfect sink-in feeling while still supporting your lumbar region. It quickly became my favorite spot to sit and edit videos during the day. The conversion mechanism is a seamless pull-out trundle style that operates flawlessly. The hidden pull handles are discreetly tucked away, and dragging the lower section out feels smooth and controlled on its tracks. Lifting the sleeping cushion into place requires just one fluid motion, instantly transforming the space. Sleeping on the Krcix felt incredibly close to sleeping on a standard guest bed. The foam density is spot on, providing a medium firm surface that aligns the spine beautifully. There are no awkward gaps or hard metal bars digging into your ribs. I woke up feeling completely rested, proving that you really don't have to sacrifice sleep quality for the sake of saving space. 4. Pipishell Convertible Sleeper. I was initially curious about this one because of its unique adjustable armrests, and unboxing it revealed a brilliantly engineered piece of furniture. The setup was highly intuitive, and the overall structure felt incredibly rigid and durable right from the start. The aesthetic of the Pipishell is highly modern, featuring clean lines and a tufted seat design that adds a nice touch of visual interest. The fabric is tightly stretched and looks like it can withstand heavy daily use without sagging or wrinkling. It's a very sharp-looking Loveseat that commands attention in any room you place it in. The comfort level when sitting is fantastic. The seat is firm but forgiving, and the real magic lies in the adjustable armrests. You can lay them flat to create a bench-like feel, or angle them up to rest your arms or use as headrests when lounging sideways. It adds a layer of customized comfort that I absolutely loved during my testing period. To turn it into a bed, the backrest folds down, while the armrests drop completely flat, creating an open, unrestricted sleeping surface. The hinges on all the moving parts are heavy-duty and operate with a very reassuring, smooth action. It takes practically zero physical effort to transition this from a couch to a bed and back again. My sleep test on the Pipishell was excellent. Because the armrests drop flat, the usable sleeping length is extended, making this a fantastic option for taller individuals who usually have their feet hanging off the edge of standard futons. The cushioning is consistently thick across the entire surface, providing a highly supportive and comfortable night's rest. 3. LINSY Home Loveseat. This sofa arrived in several boxes and took a bit of time to assemble, but the modular nature of the design means every single component is built to an incredibly high standard. The sheer weight and density of the cushions immediately let me know I was dealing with a premium product. The design is flawless, offering a deep, inviting profile that looks incredibly cozy. The fabric is exceptionally soft, almost velvet-like, and it elevates the entire atmosphere of the room. It looks and feels like a traditional high-end piece of living room furniture, completely hiding the fact that it houses a hidden bed inside. Sitting on the LINSY Home Loveseat is pure luxury. The cushions utilize high-resilience foam that contours perfectly to your body, offering incredible support for hours on end. It's the kind of couch you can accidentally fall asleep on while just watching a movie because it is genuinely that comfortable and enveloping. The pull-out mechanism is a masterclass in furniture engineering. The hidden strap is easy to grip, and the base glides out with zero friction. The pop-up cushion aligns perfectly flush with the stationary seat, and it all locks together tightly so there is no shifting or moving around while you are utilizing it. Sleeping on this was a dream. The surface is incredibly wide and accommodating, and the premium foam practically eliminates any pressure points on your shoulders or hips. It feels exactly like sleeping on a high-quality, medium-firm memory foam mattress. 2. Gizoon Convertible Sofa. Unboxing and assembling this Loveseat was an absolute breeze, featuring a highly intuitive design that came together in minutes. The frame is constructed from solid materials that give the entire piece an incredibly grounded, stable feel. The visual appeal of the Gizoon is fantastic. It features a streamlined, contemporary silhouette with plush tufting that gives it a very sophisticated look. The upholstery is a durable, pet-friendly fabric that feels soft but resilient, making it a highly practical choice for a busy household that still wants to maintain a stylish aesthetic. When it comes to lounging, the Gizoon knocks it out of the park. The backrest is slightly angled to provide the perfect ergonomic posture, and the seat cushions are deep and highly supportive. The padding is thick and luxurious, ensuring that you never feel the structural framework underneath, no matter how hard you plop down onto it. The transition from sofa to sleeper is elegantly simple. It uses a smooth pull-out lower section combined with a drop-down backrest, creating an incredibly large sleeping area. The mechanics are flawless, requiring almost no strength to operate, and the hidden wheels on the trundle glide silently across the floor without snagging. The sleep quality on the Gizoon is phenomenal. The combination of the thick seat cushions and the padded backrest creates a uniform, expansive bed that feels incredibly supportive. I felt completely rested and free of any aches after my night of testing. It bridges the gap perfectly between a stylish daytime Loveseat and a highly capable nighttime bed. One, MAXYOYO convertible sofa. You know, sometimes the best solution is the one that completely reinvents the wheel. And this floor-style, all-foam convertible sofa is an absolute revelation. Unboxing it was like watching a magic trick. It arrives vacuum-sealed and slowly expands into a massive, incredibly plush piece of furniture with zero assembly required. The design is unique and heavily inspired by Japanese floor seating. It doesn't have wooden or metal legs. Instead, it sits directly on the floor, relying entirely on massive blocks of high-density foam. The fabric is exceptionally soft and removable for easy washing. It creates an incredibly cozy, grounded, and modern vibe that completely transformed my testing room into a relaxation haven. Sitting on the MAXYOYO is unlike anything else on this list. Because there is no internal hard frame, there is absolutely nothing to dig into your back or legs. You sink into the plush foam, but it remains incredibly supportive, molding perfectly to your shape. It is the ultimate lounging experience, perfect for gaming, reading, or just completely unwinding after a long day. Converting it is the easiest process of all. You simply unfold the foam blocks. There are no hinges to rust, no metal tracks to bend, and no mechanisms to break. You just flip the seat cushion forward, and it instantly becomes a massive, thick floor mattress. It takes literal seconds and requires zero mechanical effort. Sleeping on the MAXYOYO is essentially like sleeping on a premium, thick memory foam mattress. Because the entire unit is just structured foam, the comfort level is completely unmatched by anything with a wooden or metal frame. I had the best night of sleep on this unit by a landslide. If you want the absolute pinnacle of comfort, simplicity, and unique style, the MAXYOYO is undeniably the best Loveseat sleeper you can buy right now.